Defending goals have been really rough lately, but with this upcoming patch, we will see a huge buff to both R1 pressure and the jockey movement as well, and we will see one of the most annoying things being nerfed, the ball roll boost as well. So I got the patch notes early, and let's break it down together. Let's see if defending really is saved. Here's everything that's coming in the next goal update. We will go through some clips later where I show you the difference in all the things that have changed in the patch, but right now we can pick up a list with the patch changes that are coming with the next patch and just go through them. With the last update, the R1 pressure got a huge nerf, like the defenders just sags off the attackers, basically don't put any pressure at all, and this led to a huge meta shift that people only just fidget spins in the box and just try to bait a tackle from the opponent, basically, because when someone is going down the touchline and they're cutting in, you have to defend the cutback as well. So you have to do two things at once. You have to defend the cutback and you will have to put pressure on the attacker as well that's cutting in. And that is basically impossible right now because you can't R1 pressure with the AI and block the passing lane. So you will always have to choose what you do, and this leads to like a huge advantage to the attackers, and the defending department is really rough. So this is a welcome change. Then we have the movement buff. That's basically the jockey movement. So we can jockey again. Right now when you jockey it feels like you're stuck in the mud, but I will show you later how this looks. In this movement buff, the attackers get a boost as well, so the agility stat is quite important for the dribblers here as well, so you can change direction fast. That is well needed because, as you can see here on the list as well, we will get physical barges in the game right now. You will see how this looks later, but because they are adding this in the game, the Lofted through balls buff is really needed, because otherwise you can just recklessly pressure the attack without any downside of it, because as I said, you will see here in the clips that you can just push attackers off the ball and leave huge spaces behind. And with this Lofted through ball buff, you will have to think before you even push up, so that's just really good as well. The through balls got an improvement, not the perfect solution for it yet, but they are a little bit better. I think they will need a much bigger buff later, but I don't know if that needs a system overhaul of the through balls. But basically I think all of the community would like to have more freedom in the through ball department, like passing into space rather than passing it to the player as it is right now, because if a player is sprinting forward, a through ball will be played forward, not into the right space where it would be logical to play the through ball. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out in the coming weeks. And the defensive AI got a boost as well. They will be more positioned and not be dragged out of their original position. That's also a good thing, because I think that the new meta will be more like a passive play just because of the physical barges, because you will not be able to just spin back and forth anymore. And this will lead to more possession hoarding, and then it's good to have the defensive AI boost as well here. And the last thing I would like to go through is the ball roll boost that is getting nerfed. For me, that's just a good nerf, because I don't think that should be in the game at all, and it's just like an abusive mechanic. So you can still ball roll the ball. It can be useful in some situations. I will show you here in the clips as well, but yeah, that's basically the biggest changes we will get with this new patch. So let's get into the clips. Okay, so now we go through some clips here. I will start to show you the through balls, the Lofted through balls. Some of these are quite extreme, like they should really connect. But right now in the game, we've had some dispersion of the Lofted through balls. So they are really hard to connect. But now when they got a buff, we can see here that when there is space behind, they will actually connect again. So that will be really good for reckless defending or stuff like that. As soon as you leave space behind, the through ball actually connects, which is a good thing because that will open up possibilities in the attack as well. As you can see here, I trigger a run and then I'm just through on goal when the opponent is just pushing up. And I think you have seen in these clips as well where I can just push the attacker off the ball as well. But right now we're just showing how the Lofted through balls work. And it's just a good thing to see that we can use this method again, because I think that will open up to more varieties in the attacking play. You can just trigger a run and then play the after the through ball again. But you can also defend it. As you can see here, you can't just recklessly play the ball and expect it to connect with the attacker. So in defending, if you just fall back and follow the run, you will actually take the ball and not concede a Lofted through ball. But we will see if the Lofted through ball meta will be there again. But I hope with the fixes to the defensive AI that they will mark the run a little bit better, and this will punish the people who just push up recklessly and leave spaces behind. But then I just have a couple examples of the through passes, and that you can actually ball roll the keeper still, even if we have the ball roll boost nerf. This is still a viable option to like ball roll the keeper, which is good just in this 1v1 situations. Okay, now I'm just showcasing how the second man press is working. It's quite a big change from before. So now you can actually R1 pressure again. So the AI is getting close. But as you can see here, if we go back just a little, this R1 pressure, like the intense pressure, is only like 2 seconds for each player. So if I switch R1 to, we can draw a line here on the screen as well. If I would change the R1 pressure to this player instead, then a new R1 pressure timer would activate. So now when I'm just holding R1 with this player, then the clock starts ticking. So that player will pressure with intensity for like 2 seconds. As you can see here, the player is sprinting, and we can slow this down a bit. And after that 2-second timer is off, you will see that, let's see here, there she stops. And then we have basically the same R1 pressure as we have live in the game right now. So she will sag off the pressure, which means that you really need to be careful with your R1 pressure. You can't just sit back with your CDMs and just push R1 and expect them to mirror every movement. So this is like a hybrid of what we had before and what we have now. So I think it's a good middle ground here, because then R1 pressure doesn't become useless. So then you actually can pressure the attacker who cuts inside and tries to do a cutback, because then you can block the passing lane and you can actually pressure the attacker as well here. So I think this is a welcome change. It's not like it's super OP or something like that it mirrors every movement that the attacker makes, but this just opens up for more defending tools and doesn't mean that you are completely useless. As you can see here, I pushed R1 and the defender actually stand in the way and put pressure on the opponent, and they just walked right into me. But as you can see here, we can actually put pressure again, but after that 2-second timer, it will actually just sag off instead. So a welcome change. And here you can see how it looks right now. This is just a before clip, so this is actually the live version how it was before. Now I'm just playing against bots, but just so we can see the difference. Here I'm holding R1 all the time, and as you can see, they are really passive, are just behind the players, and as soon as they are close to the players, they just start walking. So they basically doesn't pressure at all. As you can see here, they just sag off. So I think this is a welcome change, so we actually can pressure again. So in that regard, I really think that the old defending guide I did is applicable again, because now you can defend that way. You can bait the opponent and you can trap them and you can block the passing lanes. Now to the next big thing that is actually added to the game, the physical barges. Now you can actually tackle the attacker, as you can see here. You can just push them off the ball. This will prevent the fidget spinning that we have. And as you can see here, I'm trying to do a skill move and I just got pushed off the ball. You don't get that immunity that you could have sometimes before when performing a skill move. And this is just a welcome change, that you can actually pressure the attacker as well. But yeah, that will be like a huge addition to the game. We'll see how that plans out. But me as a defender first player, I would like to have the ability to be physical and just push people off the ball. You will have to be careful when you actually use the physical barges, so you cannot just lunge in. So even if we have that, you can see that skill moves still apply, but it really depends on the attacker, how he plays. And also, so you don't expect too much, the shooting hasn't been touched yet, so you will see these annoying post hits still. But other than that was the whole patch. And that was the full rundown for what is coming on paper. The defensive part is getting a huge buff, but we will only really know when it comes out to the whole player base and see what everyone is doing. How will the meta shift, and yeah, is it too open? Does it need a nerf, or does it need a boost in some other departments? We will just have to wait and see. But what do you reckon? Is this patch going to save defending, or do you still have problems with it? Put some comments down below. Other than that, please subscribe, and I will see you on the pitch.